Hi, this is Darcy Deal from Lippy Girl Makeup, and I'm here today to show you how to make a Mickey and Minnie lip conditioner holder. So let's get right to it. You're going to need to cut the pieces that are in the pattern below, and I'm just showing them to you here. For this, you're going to need one piece of black, one piece of red, and one piece of white. You can use scraps of red and white if you have scraps of red and white. Otherwise, buy a whole 9 by 11 sheet from Michaels. You're going to need some pins and a needle. And you're also going to need some black and white thread. I use DMC Pearl Cotton 5. You're going to need 2 key rings. And I got these at Michael's in a package of 28. And I got this ribbon as well at Michael's. You're going to need a hot glue gun, and that's about it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to pin the pieces together just to get going. This is the front of the Minnie and the front of the Mickey. And this is the back of the Mickey. And this is the back of the Minnie. The next thing you're going to need to do is just cut a slit in the back of both the Mickey and Minnie. Then that's going to hold your lip conditioner. So just fold that in half, and then you want to make a cut about 1 inch wide. And then once you cut it, you might want to test it just to make sure that it fits through. I just use my finger to measure that just to make sure it's going to fit through. And once you have your slit cut, you're all ready to start stitching. So you're just going to use a running stitch, which just means a straight stitch. You're just going to go straight in and out of the fabric around the slit and also along the top only of the pants of the red section on both the Mickey and the Minnie. And so I'm just showing you a running stitch here, or a straight stitch. You're just going to go in and out. It's nice to use the white on the black because then you see the detailing. So let me just show you how that looks. There's the back of the Mickey, there's the front of the Mickey. I've also straight stitched on those buttons. And you're going to take 2.5 inches of the ribbon, fold it in half, glue it in the middle, and then put a little bit of glue on both sides of that, and just put it right on the top of the Mickey and the Minnie, and pin them together because it's time to blanket stitch these together and make your pocket. So I'm going to show you how to do the blanket stitch. To start it, I go through the middle of the Mickey and the 2 pieces of the Mickey, out the front, and then around to the back side, and then right up the middle. And that's how I start the blanket stitch. Then once I've made that stitch, I wrap the needle around the stitch, hook it around that stitch, and then we are ready to go. So then you just go from here, you just go straight through the front and the back, and then through the loop that creates, and that is your blanket stitch. And I'm going to show you this a couple times because when I was learning to hand stitch, I don't know why, but blanket stitching was the hardest to understand in paper instructions. Okay, so you go straight through, and then that creates a loop, and then up through the loop. And you're going to do white around the red, and then once you get to the top of the red, you're going to knot that and tie off the white, and you're going to start blanket stitching around the ears with a black thread. The last step is for the Minnie to make the bow. So you just cut out the piece of the bow, which is in the pattern below, and then you'll need about 10 little white dots that you can either use a hole punch, or I just did these by hand. My hole punch isn't strong enough to go through felt, but if you have one that goes through felt, you can do that. Then you just put a glue right in the middle of that bow, and then you pinch it closed. And once you have that bow pinch closed, you take the centerpiece and you put glue on one end and you wrap it around that bow to be the middle of the bow. This is hard to do on the camera, sorry. Okay, once you have that centerpiece around, you're ready to complete your Minnie by just gluing it on the top left of the mouse ear And I'll just show you what that looks like right here. So here's my completed Minnie with the bow on. Then just add the key rings to the ribbon loop and you're ready to go.